I don't know about you guys, but I think it is time we stop pretending that we do all want to live in the future. And what better way to bring the future into your life than with some cool tech? And since I'm a tinkerer at heart, I thought, why not make my own smartphone from scratch? That's right, I bought over $100 worth of supplies to make this phone, and in the end I got something that looks like it came straight out of science fiction. So let's check it out. Printed circuit boards are kind of hard to come by these days, especially if you need them quickly. But I was able to find this one on eBay, and for only 28 bucks including shipping. It was exactly the size I wanted for the phone, so that's a win. Of course, it didn't come with any sort of electronics pre-installed or even any instructions for that matter, but luckily I have a ton of experience working with circuits, so I knew exactly how to get started. First up, I need to install the microcontroller, which will be the brain of the phone. I went with an ESP32 because they're pretty cheap, easy to use, and they support Wi-Fi natively. So I can ditch the ugly antenna that you see here and instead use this nice little PCB antenna that I found on AliExpress. I also grabbed a couple of these little old displays that I've used before in my alarm system, and I got to say they rate perfect for this project. Each one is only 64 pixels wide, but when you consider the fact that the iPhone 14 Pro Max has a resolution of only 2078 by 1280, it doesn't seem so bad. Plus, each of these displays has its own controller board, so I won't have to worry about setting up a multiplexing system like I did with the alarm. But there is no display without any protection, and I want this thing to look as good as possible. So I ordered some toughened glass with PET film in between the layers to protect against scratches and cracks. Now it is time to start putting everything together, and I got to say, it is looking pretty good so far. The only problem is that I still need to figure out where to put the charging port and the buttons. I ended up just making cutouts in the top and bottom of the phone for the charging port and buttons. But I wish I had some cool futuristic looking connectors instead. To power the phone, I'm using a modified version of this 18,650 battery holder that I got off of Amazon. The stock version has a micro USB port, but I swapped that out for an XD30 connector, which is much more efficient and easier to work with. I'll talk more about the phone as software later in the video, but first I want to show you guys how I made the case. I bought 2 sheets of 1/8 inch thick clear acrylic on Amazon and used the laser cutter at my makerspace to cut them out. I know you're probably wondering why I didn't just print the case on a 3D printer. And the reason is simple. I don't own a 3D printer yet, but I really want one. So if you guys could please smash that like button, it would help me out a ton. And with that being said, let's get back to the video. I'm using this plastic welding technique that I learned from another creator to bond the edges together. It consists of putting the pieces together, then running a bead of hot glue along the edge, clamping it, letting it dry, and then trimming off the excess. It's pretty tedious, but it works well for bonding plastics together without any special equipment. The only downside is that it is not waterproof, so I'm gonna not have to add a layer of sealant around the edges to make sure the elements don't get inside the phone. And for the final step, I installed the touchscreen and programmed the phone with my very own code, which took several weeks to develop. It took a while longer to set up the Git repository and do all the testing, but finally it is done. I pushed the code to my GitHub repository so anyone can download and modify it. And yes, it does have some issues and probably won't replace your current smartphone anytime soon. But it's a great learning experience, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.